USU hockey annihilated the competition. On Friday, they stomped out Weber 4-3, and on Saturday, they beat UVU 7-0. But coming up, I'll show you how things started out for this season's Utah State basketball teams. And then I'll take you on the roller coaster of games that showed our women's volleyball team the true meaning of a broom. Welcome back, sports fans. It's my job to report on all of the games, win or lose. So with that, let's get football out of the way. Last week, our Kaylin Taylor warned the Aggies to watch out for Wyoming's Brian Hill. But when Hill could easily steal a 56-yard touchdown out from under us, there wasn't much we could do. The Cowboys rounded out the first quarter alone at 14-0. While Damian Hobbs here helped the Aggies fight their way to a 35-28 difference, by the end of the third quarter, it was too little, too late. Josh Allen found tight end Jacob Hollister ready and waiting for the 37-yard touchdown pass aimed to shatter any hope the Aggies had at a comeback. This was Wyoming's 5th straight victory, while our poor Aggies experienced their 7th straight loss on the road. On to bigger and brighter futures, the USU men's basketball team squared off against the Southern Virginia University Knights in a beautiful exhibition. 4 players returned this season, including senior Jalen Moore, senior guard Shane Rector, junior shooting guard Julian Perry, and sophomore forward Quinn Taylor. The 4 met the Knights on the court, but 5 minutes in, Coach Duryea sat the USU veterans down and brought in some fresh Aggies like Kobe McEwen, who showed up at the Spectrum like a bulldozer at a tea party. And this, now infamous, slam dunk brought the Aggies ahead by 28 in the second half. While fellow freshman Sam Merrill didn't mind hammering the final nail into the Knights' coffin, bringing their lead to 83-47. When all was said and done, the new Aggies and old walked away with an 83-55 victory.
It was a good win for us. Let all 10 new guys play, get a feel for the college game, and it starts for real next week, and that's when we'll tighten things up and hopefully go on the road and hopefully get a win.
With the men's victory on Friday, the women took to the court to face off CSU Pueblo on Sunday. The women had a slow start, missing a lot of shots like these. They shot only 20% in the first quarter, but the Aggies were just getting warmed up. In the second quarter, we saw a lot more shots like these from Eliza West, and this from Rachel Brewster. Utah State was trailing by a single point at the half, but with a new dawn comes a new day. The Aggies took a 5-point lead with this Eliza West layup, and with that, they vowed to never trail in the game again. Going into the fourth quarter, the Aggies had racked up 15 steals, with Rachel Brewster, number 22, picking the Thunderwolves' pocket 5 times. In the fourth quarter, the Aggies sunk 81% of their shots and dominated in the paint. In all, Utah State found 38 points in the paint compared to CSU Pueblo's 24. Utah State's hot shooting in the fourth quarter led to a final score of 63-54.
This is a game that we had hoped for as far as competition. You know, a lot of times these preseason games for Division I teams are just blowouts and you don't learn a whole lot. I've been there and done that. So we searched for this team. They're extremely well coached. They had success last year. They're going to have success this year. And we got a lot of good out of this game.
Our women's volleyball team had a turbulent weekend of their own. On Friday, the Aggies took on Boise State, and things were looking good as players like Carly Lenzen here had the Aggies up 16-11, but even Captain Aggie couldn't stop that glimmer of hope from turning to dust. The only thing that could clean up after losing 1, 2, 3 sets was the proverbial broom that swept the match and swept the team off the court. But almost as fast as fans cleared the bleachers, they were back on Saturday to see if the team could pick up a broom themselves. The women faced Air Force, but right away, things looked grim. Right here, Air Force's Lauren Helt scored their 3rd straight point to start things off, but the Aggies answered with a firm 12-3 smackdown run. Then went on to take their first set with a double-digit lead. For the second set, the Aggies scored the first 3 points, and from then on, everything was coming up Utah State. Defensively, the team was a powerhouse, while Lauren Anderson and Carly Lenzen led the team offensively to their total domination. At 3-0, the Aggies were happy to sweep their own game.
This helps us a lot because I think we were getting a little down, like coming off a streak of losses, and so it was nice to have this one in the bag and have it be like a nice sweep for us and focused in. And I think we're all dialed in for the rest of the season so far.
That wraps up just about everything that happened in the wild world of sports this past week. But this week, our women's volleyball team will take on UNLV and New Mexico. Both basketball teams will play on Friday. First, the women will play at noon against Westminster, and then at 8 p.m. the men will go against UC Irvine in California. Our football team will go up against the 6th ranked New Mexico Lobos on Saturday and at noon. And then the basketball teams will play again on Monday. So, yeah, if you've been waiting for basketball season, the wait is officially over. That's all from me. Back to you two at the desk.